નમસ્તે, હું આદર્શ છું. વેલકમ ટુ આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી.
Hello students, today we are going to learn standard 7th subject English unit number 4th exploring poetry. As you know student, in our previous video we learnt about activity number 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Now today in this video we have to do activity number 4th onward. In activity number 1st, we studied a little poem Life. Here life, we studied about our life. Okay. Now in second activity, we studied some birds, insects, trees and flowers. Name, visiting park. And activity number 3rd, we studied about a poem on the grasshopper and the cricket. On the grasshopper and the cricket, we studied about both insects. Now activity number 4th is based on the activity number 3rd. So let's start activity number 4th. Activity number 4th is match A with B. Here we have to do match the new words to its meaning. We have to match it. First word is given here, faint. F-A-I-N-T. Faint word is given here. Faint word is mean that weak. Faint means weak. W-E-A-K. Weak means very weak in a physical manner. Can you understand? Now second one is there, ceasing. Ceasing means what? Stop existing or happening. To stop something existing or something happening, it's known as ceasing. To stop means to stop. Next word is there, brought. Brought means brought about. Brought means brought about. Next word is there, drowsy. Drowsy means feeling sleepy. Drowsiness, we say that. Drowsy means feeling sleepy. And last word is there, shrill. Shrill means comes through loud and clear. Comes through loud and clear. So all the match it you have to do in your textbook. Like that I completed here with answers. So you have to complete all the things in your textbook. Here our activity number 4th over. Now student, activity number 5th we have to study. Activity number 5th is given here. Answer the following questions with reference to the poem. As we studied poems in our earlier activity, activity number 3rd and 1st, based on that 3rd activity on the grasshoppers and the cricket, we have to give the questions answers. So first question is there, what happens when all the birds are faint in the heat of the sun? At that time, what's happen when all the birds are faint in the heat of the sun? During summer season, all the birds go to faint in a drowsiness. At that time, what's happen? We have to give the answer of that question. So answer become like that. When the birds are faint in the heat of the sun, they hide in cooling trees. When the birds are faint in the heat of the sun, they hide in a cooling trees. At that time, the grasshopper's voice runs about in the bushes and meadows. At that time, when all the birds are sleeping, at that time, grasshopper's voice running about in the bushes and the meadows. B-U-S-H-E-S, bushes and meadows. Can you understand student? Now second question we have to understand about it. You have to complete question answer in your textbook. Second question is there. When can one hear the cricket song? When can one hear the cricket song? When we listen the song of cricket? So one can hear the cricket song on a lone winter evening when, because of, frost, nobody comes out and silence prevails everywhere. When, it's a winter evening. When, lone winter evening. When, because of frost, due to frost, nobody comes out and silence prevails everywhere. At that time, cricket songs we can hear. Third question. Here one stanza, one poem's line is given here. Blank, dot dot dot. He takes the lead in summer luxury. Who is he? He takes the lead in summer luxury. Summer luxury during summer season. Which insect speak? He takes the lead in summer luxury. Who is he? The answer is there. The he is the grasshopper. Grasshopper. The he is the grasshopper. He moves about in the bushes singing song. He moves about in bushes singing song. Can you understand? He means here what? Here he word is given here. He means grasshopper. Can you understand? He means here grasshopper. So answer become the he is the grasshopper. He moves about in the bushes singing song. Can you understand? So students, here our activity number 5th over. Now we have to do activity number 6. Before starting our activity number 6, we have to understand something about figure of speech. Figures of speech. What is a figures of speech and how it is used? We have to understand about it. So let's start. Here students, one grammar topic is given in our activity number 6, figures of speech. Very important topic for your English grammar. Figures of speech in Gujarati language we called as a alankar. We called as a alankar. In your higher class studies in standard 9th and 10th, you have to understand alankar in Gujarati language. Here figures of speech means alankar. What is it and how it is used we have to understand about. First of all, I started here. We are exploring poetry. In that unit, we are exploring poetry. The beauty of grass of a poem lies in the arrangement of meaningful words, and any poem become very powerful when we arrange the words in a proper order. We use words meaningfully in a proper order, then its poem become a very powerful. The major role to bring about this grace is played by figures of speech, and major things happen. To make an interesting poetry, we have to use figures of speech. We have to use figures of speech. When we have to make effective poem, we have to use figures of speech. Now, what's figures of speech inspire a thought process and bring depth to the language. And figure of speech inspire a thought process. It inspires, it gives a new thought to the readers and bring depth to the language, and they bring that word bring the readers in a depth. To be able to use them well is an art which can be mastered over time, and using of the figures of speech in our poem is a one type of art which can be mastered over time, and it's a long tedious procedure to become mastered using a figure of speech. The more you read, the more you will be able to understand. Figures of speech is like that. The more you read, the more you will be able to understand. One important figures of speech with explanation and examples are given below for your understanding. Here only one mode of figures of speech is explanation and examples are given below to your understanding. In our 6th activity, we require one figures of speech is there, personification. So here personification is given. Personification is one type of figures of speech. What is a personification? We have to understand about it. This refers to the art of bringing to life an inanimate object, trait, or action by associating it with a human quality. This refers to the art of bringing to life an inanimate object, trait of action by associating it with human qualities. Can you understand, student, here? What is this? This personification is used to give live narration of an object. કોઈ પણ વસ્તુ હોય એની અંદર જીવ પૂરવો એને પર્સોનિફિકેશન કહેવાય છે. કોઈ પણ વસ્તુ હ્યુમન બિહેવિયર જેવું કરતી બતાવવામાં આવે તેને personification કહેવાય. Can you understand? Examples of personification are the picture in that magazine screamed for attention. Here one object is given. See, the picture. The picture is a non-living thing here. The picture in that magazine. Here one word is used. See, screamed for attention. Anytime can you see that non-living object like the picture screamed? Anytime મેગેઝિનની અંદર જે પિક્ચર આપેલું છે તે સ્ક્રીમ્ડ ચીસો પાડે છે આપણા એટેન્શન માટે. પિક્ચર કોઈ દિવસ ચીસો પાડી શકે જ નહીં, નેવર. ઇટ્સ નોટ પોસિબલ. બટ હિયર યુઝ ધ પર્સોનિફિકેશન ફિગર્સ ઓફ સ્પીચ. પિક્ચર જાણે કે ચીસો પાડે છે. પિક્ચર જાણે કે ચીસો પાડે છે. લાઈક ધેટ ઇટ્સ બીકમ મીનિંગ ધેટ બીકમ. કેન યુ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ? સેકન્ડ એક્ઝામ્પલ ઇઝ ગિવન હિયર. The carved pumpkin smiled at me. The carved pumpkin. Here we are talking about non-living things. Pumpkin. But pumping anytime smiled. Can you see pumping smiled? So here non-living object is given as a living things idea. Pumpkin is a non-living things but never pumping smiled. But here in sentence that smile word is used. So we can say that it's a personification, one type of figures of speech. Can you understand? Non-living things ને જ્યારે આપણે કોઈ લિવિંગ થિંગ્સ સાથે સરખાવીએ એ બતાવવા માટે personification figures of speech use થાય છે. Can you understand? Understand or not? Very good. Now we have to go back our activity number 6. So let's start it. Here students, activity number 6 we have to do now. Seeing about personification. Here personification is a one type of figures of speech. Personification, the entire poem is a good example of the poetic device. Personification on the grasshoppers and the cricket is one of the great example of poetic device, personification. So personification is figures of speech is used in that poem. Where objects or animals have human qualities. Where any objects or animals have a human quality. They talking like a human. They are objects are talking like a, smiling like a human. So that types of objects have a qualities. So it's known as a personification. Here one example is given here. The poetry of earth is never dead. Here poetry. The poetry is a non-living thing. The poetry of earth is a non-living thing, but it is compared to human quality dead. Never they dead. Dead only living things can dead. But here poetry of earth is a non-living things. But here dead word is used to personify that poetry. Can you understand, student, now? Okay. Now next thing. Here the poetry is personified as to having the human quality of dying. Here the poetry word is personified as to having the human quality of dying. Work in a group to list 5 examples of personification. We have to write here 5 examples of personification figures of speech. First one is there. A voice will run from head to head. Here voice is a non-living thing, but head to head is used as a related to human being. Second one is there. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. The poetry is a non-living things, but here ceasing word. Ceasing is used only for human being, but here poetry is used with a ceasing word. So it's a become a personification. Third one, when the frost has brought a silence. When the here the frost non-living thing is compared with a silence of human being. Silence of human being. Fourth one, from the stone there shrills the cricket's song. From the stone there shrills the cricket's song. From the stone shrills. Shrills is related to word human being's word. So it is known as a personification. Fifth one, the cricket song in warmth increasing ever. The cricket song in warmth increasing ever. Here increasing is related to human being, but it's compared with a cricket song. So we can say that it's all are the examples of personification in our poem. So you have to complete all the examples of personification in your English textbook. Can you understand, student? Here our activity number 6th over. Remaining activities we have to do in our next video.
Thank you for joining us.